with a non-contact injury to his right leg. We're still waiting to find out how serious the injury is, but Steve Kerr has already said KD will miss Game 6 in Houston. After the game, Charles Barkley wasn't optimistic about the Warriors' chances going forward.
The Warriors ain't got no chance of winning with. They're not going to beat the Rockets without KD, and they're not going to beat Portland or Denver without KD.
We way ahead of it.
That's how important he is. He made them a dynasty. That was like 5 years ago. People act like that was 2 years ago. They did not become a juggernaut. They're not going to beat the Rockets without KD.
Disagree with Charles. I think he's possibly right, but I wouldn't say it with that kind of certainty, given just not that confident. I'm not sure. I think there is a chance they can still win this series.
I think they do. Off the court, the team is literally limping. They're in shock, and you don't pounce. And so now Golden State's going to go back to the old formula. You remember that 73-win team without KD? And they're going to go back to a situation where they and no KD. Mm-hmm. And Houston, you are 1-11 when it comes to going to Oracle. So guess what happens? So what, you win Game 6. Then you got to go back to Game 7 in Oracle. The math says that Golden State.
Now you got to play Game 7 in Houston without KD. Now, let's keep in mind, too, we talk about going back to the old Golden State team, but they're not that team anymore because they don't have the depth like they had before KD came. So you got stress on your starting lineup because of the extended minutes for Iguodala, also Clay, and also, even though he's averaging 14 points, we don't see the CP3 that we should have. Last night, we talked about it yesterday. Go back home and probably hold serve, probably. But Game 7 back in Golden State, it's going to be different just because this team now will play, the ball will be freer.
Yep. PJ Tucker.
Like we talked about, 12 points, 12 assists.
Man,
I mean, 8 points, 12 assists, 12 rebounds, something like that.
8 assists in the first quarter.
Something like that. I mean, but I do believe that with this makeup of this court gives them that advantage.
You guys make good points. I love Stephen Curry so much that without KD, I think they're more. The only thing that they lack is their bench play because now Iguodala's in the starting lineup. But Jimmy will tell you, I'll tell you this. When you're dealing with, regardless of you want to or not, subconsciously, you take a back seat. Regardless if you want to or not, your rhythm's not the same. Let's not forget, when they were the championship, then, did they have a little different team? Bench was the. Yeah, cool. But you still have your core group, Sean Livingston, Draymond Green, Clay, Looney's. Listen, they only have to win one game in this series. Just 1-1. I think they can do that. I'm more scared of Stephen Curry getting in a rhythm and it's more stagnant. That's the reason why you have those shooters, because let's not get it twisted. In the beginning of the season, Stephen Curry was in talks of MVP in the beginning of this season. This season, Don't get it like Stephen Curry because he having a slump shooting that, oh, he doesn't show. Yes, he does show up. And he will show up against this. He only need one game to show up
they
before you
certainly,
advance.
last night, I think, clear to win without him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of that was rallying around their boy, and we just fell off. That we're nothing.
Yeah.
It's like that we put out no hit albums before Kenvin Durant. They're like, no, man, we can sing.
Right. Roy Jones, in case you forgot.
Yeah. But
we are champs.
But that's a great point. Now, I'm just speculating. I'm just saying, because I read a lot about, right? They're kind of getting into their own groove so they can become stars. Tatum, Brown, all of them. And last night, Jimmy, to you, did it seem like the body language of Boston, guys didn't really like each other. Into is with KD, it's like they're already established Golden State. Because KD is there and they've been successful in winning those two, don't you think when already and now that he's out, I hope he's okay, but I feel better. Now we have to worry about this. I can become who we were. Because now they're established. They were already in the craziness. It kind of like stunts your growth or stunts your path of the journey that you're trying to get to, kind of thing.
Well, there was
So
a flash forward moment for them because they've been there before without KD. Let's not get the tissue out. Let's go ball. And they actually outscored Houston when KD went down. Think about it. Houston, can you at least outscore them? You don't maybe know energy trying to climb back into that. But you still get outscored without Kenvin Durant on the court. But what happened to that toughness? Houston, your toughness. And it was all physical toughness we kept talking about. Yep. Where's your mental toughness to have?
I don't see any of that. I think, to Coutinho's point, Jim, I think if I'm Draymond Green and there's been all this speculation about where do I fit in contract-wise with Golden State and some of the shine had come off me, this is a chance to reestablish some shine on Draymond Green, Klay Thompson. Some conversation about these guys are going to seize this opportunity.
Well, they are, and I think it was very important that Klay. I talked about how important he was to the game yesterday. He had 27 points. They went to him early. It was very important. You're going to need that from Klay. Draymond, now we saw glimpses of him handling the ball. Now, Coutinho, you talked about the constant movement off of screens with Klay and Steph. Now, they're going to have to guard. My big thing is your margin of error for Golden State has shrunk because KD is not there. You shorten your rotation, so that means your bench is shortened, okay? So to me, it's very important now that the defense has to be a lot better for Golden State.
Well, and that's the other issue, though. KD's been their rim protector.
I know. He's been their rim protector, one-on-one defender. He's always been a great rebounder for him, too. So now they can't give up a lot of easy. But it depends on what lineup Houston plays. Then they're going to play Nene a lot.
Right.
So
play 2 games, you go 7, that's soon. Then you play this 9. Your energy level, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, is fine because you've preserved it during the season. This next month, the ankle or whatever, but they're not Chris Paul's of the world who's showing his age. truthfully. He's showing his age. Because Jimmy will tell you, when I played at a high level, he played at a high level. You may have 10 spurts of great head, but you really can't do it. All that old quick twitch, you thinking you're going to get to the cup. Chris. I didn't get past him, huh? Did I? Let me get off the ball.
Right.
No, that's exactly what's happening. It's used to be. We've all been there when you shoot and that piston doesn't fire the same. So let me get up out of this, reset, and then you try to do it again. Next thing you know, you got old man moves. Yeah. And you try.
That's when you know you old.
Listen.
When you start pump faking like multiple times, trying to get.
I think people mostly think they have a shot at winning this series.
Right.
Can they win it all without Kenvin Durant?
Or Denver. Those, especially if it's Denver, because they're not ready yet to take that next step. Now, if you play back in it, I think to win it, I do believe attrition-wise, they do need KD if they want to win it all.
They would need more firepower, and KD would be that firepower to kind of take, because you have yesterday. That was crazy to me.
Bledsoe.
But I mean, Bledsoe, exactly.
Boom.
But you know, whether it's Toronto, whether it's Milwaukee, whoever it is, Sixers, but not Sixers, but I think better. Without KD in the championship, oh gosh.
They're going to win it all. If they get past Houston, this is the hardest test. Let's be real.
Golden State's going to win it all.
Yeah, you guys are giving textbook answers, and you're all correct in the normal sense. But this is a lesser field, if we could say collectively, what's going to come out. Toronto, if it's Milwaukee, have they been in the finals recently? Do they have... been there, tried, true, tested, and they've been there without KD before. Right. So this is going to be...
I disagree, because I think for a moment they can tap into what they used to be before. A guy that used to eat at regular restaurants and then started eating at five-star restaurants and tries to walk it back. Or the guy, you know, you get used to have silk sheets, and it ain't as easy to do that road work anymore.
Right.
And so I just think that for a moment, they're going to tap back into what they used to be, but over the long haul, because they're still in, another 5-6 weeks of NBA basketball. I just think...
And I'm with you if that's other teams out the ball, and they were dominant doing it. So they're not worried about five-star or not. They're going to be, they're just basketball. They're going to go and say, you know what? KD's not playing. All right, I got to move around a lot more. And those other and that's Ray Allen. They're not going to never stop doing those things that they're so good at.
They haven't done it in 2 or 3 years.
But, no, they have been doing it, but I'm just saying, it's just at spurts. Now they get to do it a lot, whereas though that's a steady dive for defense 3 years ago when they didn't have KD. Now that defense is saying, well, damn, now we really...
You don't go to Sizzles no more, huh?
No.
Hey, great. Sizzles all you can eat. All you can eat shrimp.
Coming up,
we done.
The Warriors got the win last night, but did the Rockets actually... XL.